Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we continue to explore who God is. Today I'd like to talk to us about God the Redeemer, God our Redeemer. Another churchy sounding word that carries such deep and rich significance for us. God our Redeemer. That word Redeemer is best pictured perhaps this way. It is like somebody who went into the slave markets of days gone by, and they would see a slave on the auction block, and they would have saved up their money and have it with them, and they would bid for that slave. And when the bidding ceased and they won the bid, they would pay their money, and they would take that slave, and they would say to them, "I bought you because I want you to be free. You are now free," and would sign the papers making it legal that that person was now free. Didn't happen very often. Sadly, it didn't happen very often. But the reality is, it did happen occasionally. That is such a wonderful picture of God, isn't it? God, our Redeemer. God who so valued us when we were being sold to sin by the enemy, when we were under that slavery of a taskmaster, the enemy. And in Peter we read that you were bought with the precious blood of Christ. You know what the interesting thing here is to me? In that story of the person going to the slave market, let's say they had $100 in gold pieces in their pocket. That's all they had. They'd saved and scrimped, and that's all they had. They had no other resources. When they were in the bidding process, if that slave on the block, if somebody bid $99, all they could bid was 100. And if someone bid 101, they did not have the currency to purchase that slave and set them free. The good news is this: we were bought with the precious blood of Christ. Here's the good news: nobody can ever outbid, no demon, no devil, there is nothing that can outbid God in purchasing you and I to set us free. Wow. You see, if I was a slave standing on that block, and I knew that this person had that reputation, they bought slaves to set them free, they would pay for them, I would be standing there hoping, oh, I hope he's got enough money. I hope he's got enough money. And as the bidding went up and up and up, and others bid against me, cruel taskmasters were there bidding against this person, I'd be standing there in fear. What if he gets outbid? My fate is totally in the hands of the one who is able to pay the highest price to redeem me. And when it comes to God, nobody can outbid what Jesus bid. Nobody, ever. You and I are totally safe from any other entity possessing us. He has, and isn't it amazing? He doesn't buy us to possess us. He buys us to set us free. And out of that gratitude, he has our heart, not because he paid for it, but because he loves us, and we recognize that, and we love him back for it. He's our Redeemer. He's the one who bought us to set us free. Every day we can rejoice in that. Every day we can wake up and say, thank you, Father, that Jesus was willing to pay the price to set me free from the enemy. And that nothing this day that comes my way. Oh, see, here's the good part. You and I are free. We're free because he freed us. So when anxiety or when fear, when circumstances come against us that seem like they're going to take charge of our lives, oh, that's powerful. When fear comes and it grips my heart and says, I own you, heart. We need to stand up to it and speak it out and say, no, you don't. You're bidding for my heart and mind, but Jesus outbids you, and he set me free. That's powerful, powerful. Don't let anything bind you or take charge over you or in any way own you. Christ has set you free. And you are, if the Son sets you free, you know the rest of that verse. You are free indeed. Indeed. To the end. Good news today. He redeemed us. He set us free. Live in that freedom today. And don't let anything of the enemy ever put you under bondage again. God bless. We'll talk tomorrow.